Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I've created this really simple, classic, I'd say Hollywood style glam look. It's very simple and very achievable even for beginners, so stay tuned if you want to find out how to create this look. So starting off, we're going to use the Catrice concealer in the shade Porcelain, and I'm going to lightly sketch out the underneath of my brows. I'm going to repeat that step but with a little less concealer so that it doesn't spill onto the brow, to create a nice crisp line on the top as well. So I'm now just going to buff that concealer out with a fluffy Real Techniques brush just to get rid of any harsh lines. Going through the brows with my Essence Brow Gel to give them a fuller look and make them look a little thicker. Using my Penny's First Base eyeshadow primer and my Catrice concealer again just to create an eyeshadow base. Now using a Spectrum fluffy brush, I'm going to buff the shade Peanut Butter into my outer V on both sides, keeping it very blown out and smoky. I'm now going to use the shade Truffled with the same brush right underneath the shade Peanut Butter to give a bit more dimension and depth to the look. This is also going to add a bit more drama to the outer V. I'm now using the shade Nougat just to blend those colours together and get rid of any harsh lines there may be. Now tapping on some generic Penny's concealer just to create a nice base for the glitter. Don't mistake this with a cut crease though, we're not cutting the crease, we're just making a base for the glitter to stick to. Now taking the pigment from Inglot in the shade 118, and I'm just lightly tapping that on with a small flat top brush from Pro One Cosmetics. Again, I don't want to cut any crease, I'm just tapping it on lightly so that there's some nice sparkle and a bit of extra dimension. Now I'm just taking a baby wipe and wiping up any of that fallout that I may have created, which is why I always do eyes first, is because I get very messy. Now I'm using the black shade from the palette in Licorice just to create a liner effect, but not too harsh as a liquid liner, just to have a nice base for the lashes to stick to. Now I'm going to take my newly beloved black duo glue. The reason why I made such a big deal out of showing it was because I find it so much stickier than the white glue for some reason, and it also dries down black so it doesn't take away from the line that you just created and worked so hard on. These lashes are from Penny's and they are called the Full Look, and I'm also using a Penny's eyelash tool just to really click them into my natural lashes. Now I'm using my Extreme Essence mascara just to blend together the lashes with the eyelash band. Really important to sanitize your hands before putting creams and stuff onto your face, because you don't want any bacteria on your hands to spread into your skin. It's also obvious to wash your hands before you start any makeup as well. Here I'm just rubbing in some moisturiser from the range Cien. It's literally just an Aldi brand. Again, it's also very important to prep your lips. Here I'm just priming with my Radiant Primer from Penny's. This is my new favourite. It just goes to show that you do not need to spend an abundant amount of money on products to achieve great results. It does not have to cost much money to create a flawless foundation base. Now using my Rimmel foundation, this is slightly darker than my skin shade, but it's really hard to match my skin seeing as I'm so pale, so I just like to bring it down my neck slightly. I love this foundation because it's very little coverage and it's very light in the skin, which is exactly what I like. Here you can just see me applying my Catrice concealer again in the obvious places, just under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, a little on the cupid's bow, and then over any blemishes I may want to hide and disguise. And then I'm going to blend that in with my Real Techniques flat top buffing brush. This is my favourite brush to blend foundation in if I'm not using a beauty blender. It's so soft and it really gets the job done without leaving streaks. Now I'm using High Beam from Benefit. It's a liquid highlighter and I absolutely love it for achieving natural glowy skin. I am going to put powder highlight over this later on, but I just like to look like I'm glowing from within first. Here I'm just making sure to set under my eyes, just to make sure that there's no creases underneath them. I'm using the Rose Loose Powder from Penny's. It was on sale for like $1.50 months ago, so I'm not sure if it's still available. I'm now going to powder really lightly all over the skin, just to make sure that it still looks like my foundation is dewy. Your basic contouring steps here, I'm just going to use the coolest brown shade in this NYX palette, and I'm just going to put that right into my cheekbones and then bring it up slightly to make it look more natural and that it's not just a straight line on my face. Now using the Zoeva Spectrum Nude palette, and I'm just going to blush a little bit on my cheeks and on my nose. Now doing my favourite step of all time, I'm using the Sleek Solstice palette and this large Real Techniques brush just to lightly buff some of that highlighter right on top of where we placed the high beam earlier on. As you can see, I got very excited about how glowy it was, and yeah, I literally forgot how much I loved this highlighter palette since I used it today. Now using peanut butter and truffled again under the eyes, just to repeat the same steps as above. Whatever colours you put above your eye, like as in on the crease, you want to do the same thing underneath the eye so everything is matching and flows nicely. Now using the Essence 2-in-1 liner stick, I'm going to apply that shade just in the waterline. The reason I like to use a mini mascara for the bottom lashes is so I can be very precise and not get it on the cheeks. And now I'm going to use my red lip liner from Penny's. It's only $1.50 and it's one of the creamiest liners I've ever used. I'm just outlining the lips and getting them ready for my fuchsia red lipstick in the shade Raisin. I hardly ever wear red lipstick, but I thought for an easy glam look I may as well use a very Hollywood style colour, which is definitely red. But as I've said on my Instagram plenty times, whenever I use a lip you can always swap it out for a nude, a purple, a yellow, whatever you want. Hey guys, so thank you so much for watching this video and getting to the very end. If you haven't yet, please follow @glitteredandglitzed on Instagram, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!